I had not planned on going live tonight, but truth be told, your girl is bored. Today is our first day of quarantine. Can't say the C word. We're just going to say quarantine. We are self-quarantining because we have 3 people in our family. Well, 2 people and 1 neighbor that we're helping to take care of that are immunocompromised. So, after a lot of thought and deliberation, we decided that this is what's best for our family. And it's, I'm fortunate because I work from home, so I don't have to get up and go anywhere. They've closed all of the schools where we live, which is cool. I get it. I'm all for protection when it comes to stuff like this. So, our immunocompromised, we have my grandmother, which is my kid's great-grandmother, and she is 82. Let me turn this down a little bit. 82 years old. Pretty healthy, but still 82 years old. We have my mom, who is 60. She is a higher risk because she has COPD. And then we have a neighbor that she's homebound right now. And she's in the middle of getting her cataract surgeries done. Like, she just had one done and she's waiting to go back to the doctor for the other. And so she's really limited on what she can do. So she's at home too. And because she has a daughter, but her daughter has to work, so she's essentially having to quarantine herself from her entire family because the rest of her family has to be able to go to work. So we are going to help her, like with food and stuff like that. So that means we have an 82-year-old, a 60-year-old, and I think she's 68 or 72. So for us, the best option was self-quarantine. Kids are out of school. Of course, my daughter's a teenager, so not a whole lot there. But we did, quarantine. My funny story, people aren't really thinking about this. So we are self-quarantining, but my husband and my daughter aren't at home. They went camping. We don't really worry about them running into anyone. They went out on our private personal land, and we'll be back in the morning. They just wanted to spend a little bit of time outside, which is cool. It kind of gets them out of the house and gives Mama a little bit of peace and quiet. I am working on some crafts. If you haven't, well, I guess I really haven't posted it anywhere. I've been learning how to make these cups. All right, so I'm the world's worst person when it comes to like crafting because I had another piece of stuff. If I see something like that I really like, because I am pretty creative, I'm like, okay, now I gotta figure out how to make it. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I wanted 2 of these enamel tumblers like this. And the lady quoted me a price of $40 a piece. And I was like, whoo, honey, I can't do $40 a piece. So, because I'm an idiot, not really, I went and bought the stuff to make my own tumbler, which this is one. It says, Tired Mama. Let your faith in God be bigger than your fears. Jesus. I don't know if you can see that. It's got the glitter through it. And then this is probably my favorite quote. It says, they whispered to her, you cannot withstand the storm. And she whispered back, I am the storm. So I made this. You can see how the glitter pops out. It's not perfect, but I'm getting there. This is one that my niece wanted, and I'm putting like these really cool little glittery line things in it. I'm trying to make it a little snazzy. I'm not going to see her because they are not doing quarantine the way we are. So I will put this in the mail to her when I get it finished. But I've kind of got to just craft today and relax. But I would like to know, what are your thoughts about this whole, I can't say the word or I'm going to get demonetized, the C word. That's making everyone sick. What are y'all's thoughts? I know it doesn't affect a lot of my followers because a lot of my followers are homeschools or they're teachers, because I know I still have a lot of teachers that follow me. So what is your take on it? Are you quarantining? Are you staying at home? Or are you still going out and doing business as normal? I know I just touched my face. I keep forgetting. But I don't know. I'm in this. Half of the stuff that I read is like, oh, it's not that bad, you know. A lot of people are going to get it and they're just going to have a cold. And then the other stuff that I read is like, no, this is going to be deadly and everyone's going to get it and half the population is going to be deathly ill. And so there's so much back and forth, like, I don't really know. I don't know what to believe. I don't have as many contacts in China as I used to. So I don't know anymore where things truly stand. That makes me nervous. But our plan is to just keep trucking along working and, you know, do what we have to do to survive. As far as, like, you know, I'm really hoping this doesn't last longer than maybe a month. I don't think, like, most of the schools, well, all the schools in Alabama are supposed to go back on April 6th, I think. I don't think that's going to happen. I've been following this guy, I think his name is Dr. John Williams. And he's like, that's going to be the height of all of the issues. Like, that's going to be when it's getting bad. So I don't know necessarily that schools are going to go back in then. I mean, my daughter would freak out if it doesn't. But it does suck. Let me tell you guys the worst part about this. Now, understand this. I don't want anyone getting sick, ever. Like, I don't want that. But my husband and I have been saving up for 3 or 4 months. Our anniversary is coming up. Our anniversary is April the 1st. And we had a trip planned. And I was so excited because we got like this nice place. And we had to cancel it. And I will tell you the honest truth. I was very childish about it because I didn't want to do it. I just didn't. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to cancel the trip because I have been looking so forward to just getting away. Like, I've been working Sorry, I just got an interesting post. It's more conflicting information. Let me see. Do I have comments turned on? Let's see. What do you think? I know not a lot of people are watching this, and that's okay. I don't understand why all the schools are closed but daycares are open. Like, doesn't that defeat the purpose? Is that only confusing to me? Or am I missing something? What we did today, so I want, and then maybe I'll go live every day. So, quarantine day 1, we cleaned house. We moved some furniture around. We're donating. I had planned on donating some furniture, but because of the quarantine, I can't, because this furniture is a couch and it was sitting like in the corner of my living room, and it bugged the mess out of me. But now the people that were going to come get it can't come get it because they're also quarantined, and we don't know how long this is going to last. So we spent a good chunk of our day turning around and like cleaning out that area and rearranging things so that we can function better. And then just trying to set things up, trying to convince my grandmother not to just go do what she wants to do. She's 80 years old. She's lived through a lot, and I get it. She can still live through a lot. But it legitimately came down to the point that I was like, if you get in your car and leave your house, I'm going to flatten your tires. You're a horrible granddaughter. No, I'm concerned about my grandmother's safety. My grandmother is kind of like a big chunk of the glue that holds our family together. And there's no way that I'm going to do something stupid that will get my grandmother sick. I think I just flung paint somewhere. No, there it is. So, because we are like taking care of them, and it sounds horrible, I know it does, but my grandmother is one of these people that she thinks that she can do anything. And for a large part of her life, she has. And so we were like, if we find out you're trying to go somewhere, we will flatten your tires, we will take away your keys. And she's like, of course, because she's like me, she's like, you're not taking my keys. And my husband's like, I will take all 4 tires and leave your car, and the police will do nothing. Now, understand that the area we live in, one of my husband's best friends is the police, what are they called? Police chief. And he would totally understand why we did what we did. Because they definitely cannot be out in public because of their immunocompromisation. How do you say that? Because of being immunocompromised. It just kind of is what it is. And I don't know that I'll do these vlogs every night. I just know that for right now I am. You know, it may be kind of cool to kind of share what we go through. You know, and I told my mom, I was like, you know, it's not like we have to stay in our house all the time. Her house is clean. My house is clean. No one is coming in or going out of those houses. So, I'm a canner. So, in my pantry, I have food. We could probably, because of what I can, 3 months for 5 people. Because I have a huge garden every summer. And then I can meat as well. So it's not like I'm a prepper or anything. It's just stuff that we have on hand. Plus we have 2 big freezers, mine and hers. And So our two separate spaces are clean. And so I told my mom, I'll come get you and we'll go for a car ride. Like if you just need to get out of the house, we'll go for a car ride. We'll just go drive and see what's going on. Because her house is clean, my house is clean, my car is clean. We don't live in town that we would ever encounter anyone else. Like there's one house between my house and my mom's house. And we never see the person that lives in that house. So a lot of people were saying, oh, well, if you're going to quarantine, then you can't talk to people at all. Not talk to people. You can't get out of your house at all. And that's not really true because it's kind of dependent on where you live. Like if you can go out or not. Because like where we live, we don't see people. Like people drive up and down the road because it's kind of like how would I describe it? Like if there's a wreck on the interstate, because we live kind of close to an interstate, they'll come down our road as a side road. But we don't see a lot of people. So it doesn't scare me, even to get out and like walk down the road. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do it every day. But we're not, where we live, we're not in an apartment building that if we see somebody, they may be compromised. I could walk to her house, 5 times a day and never see another person the whole time. But that's just because of where we live. And I know not everyone's that fortunate. But what are you doing? Like, what are you doing where you are? Are you quarantined? Are you not quarantined? Are you still having to go to work? Do your kids still have school? I am pretty sure that most schools across the country are canceled. I know here in Alabama they are. I look forward to the day I'm very appreciative of all my followers. But I do look forward to the day that I have more so I can have a conversation with somebody. Talk to me, talk to me. I am working on a really cool project right now. This, Hi, Christine. Oh, you shut down? I wonder how long it'll take before because I work for 4 separate companies, and I wonder if any of them are going to shut down. One of them is really close because it's a travel company, and there's not a lot going on because people can't travel right now. But we'll see. Time will tell. Some people are like looking for vacations for this fall. I'm telling you, the moment everything is cleared up, I'm going on a vacation. I told my husband this. He hates the beach. And so my compromise to get him to go on an anniversary trip was we were going to the mountains. And I was like, I don't care what happens. We are going to the mountains or the beach, wherever I can find the best deal. And this time we're going for a week. And we're shutting off our phones. And I don't care. And he's like, you're just grumpy. Yeah, at this point I am. Alright, so the cup that I'm working on, I wanted to kind of show you. Let me turn this off. The first step you do is you paint these cups. Oh! So it's going to be, let me turn this too. It's going to be like this color, purple glitter. And then this part is going to be this color. So this is my little crafting project for today. I will get this one glittered, which you do with epoxy. And then tomorrow I'll put a final coat on this one. I do put my niece's name on it. This is kind of she won a game, a Bible knowledge game the other day. I think probably the worst thing with what's going on with this sickness right now and the quarantines is there's so much bad information And there's so much, like, I think a lot of Americans on both sides have really gone to this place where we don't trust the media. And, I mean, the media feeds into it to make it worse. But it's weird because we don't seem to trust what the media is telling us. And the media, I mean, some of them are telling us wrong things and they're blowing things out of proportion. How much better would we be off every single day if the media just spoke the truth as it is and wasn't fighting for a story? You know? I know that's like, I'm being idealistic in my head and my thinking. You know, who wants to just tell the truth every day? But man, wouldn't we be better off? Hey guys, if you're just coming in, leave me a message. I'm just chatting at this point because I am home and I'm by myself and I'm bored. I've been in my house now for 24 hours. And I am losing my gourd. Supposed to go tomorrow and get my hair done. To get rid of the gray and put some highlights and color and cut and all that into my hair, and that's not happening now because we're quarantined. And I may not be as freaked out or worried about it, but it seems like Alabama's just the last to the party. They screwed up. Took forever to start testing. Now that they're finally testing, of course our numbers are like doubling every day. And tonight they just released that there's a case in the next big city up. Which, I mean, I say big city, but this is, I'm talking about Auburn, Alabama, Lee County, which is where Auburn University is. And that's where we go grocery shopping. So now I really can't, I feel like I'm risking them. You know, if I want to go do something, I can't do it. Don't take this wrong. We are quarantining for family immunocompromised people. We have an 82-year-old grandmother. An 82-year-old great-grandmother, a 74-year-old grandmother, and then a 62-year-old grandmother that we are taking care of. So, I mean, they're in a separate house, but they're like next door. They have a sign on their door not to come in, not to knock. We had people out here today who were like going door to door. Are they? I don't know if they're Mormons. They didn't look not like Mormons, but they were like giving out biblical information, and I was like, don't waste your time leaving a piece of paper. We are Christians, but I don't want your information, and don't stop at my mom's house. And I wasn't trying to be mean, but I just feel like this is not the time to be out doing that. But, oh guys, I'm starting to lose my voice, but it's not from the virus. Ooh, I just stuck my arm to it. It's because we live in Alabama. Literally, it looks like it's snowing outside from the pollen. I don't know how people are supposed to think they have the sickness. I can't say the other word because that'll get me demonetized. When in Alabama at this time of the year, everyone has a cough, everyone has a sore throat, everyone has a sinus headache, pressure behind your eyes, runs a fever from the sinus infection. I've been battling this for about probably a week. And I know it's my allergies because I can literally like see the drainage in the back of my throat. I have a sinus and ear infection at the change of every single season. Well, every season when it goes from winter to summer because we don't have spring here. And then when it goes from summer to winter because we don't have fall here either. Can you tell that I'm stressed out, guys? So what are you guys doing? Christine King said that the company she works for is shut down to the public and schools are closed. Schools are closed in Alabama where I live too. All schools. All schools everywhere are closed, I think. Auburn University shut down. We had to cancel a vacation. We had to cancel a retreat for our youth group. Oh, I saw the worst thing today, though. You guys have possibly seen some of my videos where I talk about MLMs. Dude, today, or maybe it was yesterday, apparently Beachbody gave away a trip to people, and there was a girl who just completely freaked out on her Instagram post because the trip was canceled. Now, I'm upset that my trip was canceled too. And I have a lot of compassion for like the high school seniors who, are missing their prom. Like around here, prom is the end of March, beginning of April. Those have all been canceled. Well, not canceled, but postponed. One of my daughter's best friends is on the prom council for another school. And she said that they postponed it, but now they're having a problem because they can't reschedule it yet. And the building that they had booked is booked solid for the next 9 months because they booked it a year ago. That's got to be stressful too. A good friend of mine, I talked to her today, and she works in a bakery. She's a cake decorator. And she said they had 12 weddings scheduled for next weekend. All but 3 have canceled. I can't imagine trying to get married during this time. And I really feel for, I can't imagine being in Italy or I can't imagine being abroad and trying to get home. That would be so scary. It would be so terrifying. And then I saw today on TikTok, if you don't know, I am on TikTok, Tired Mama. I saw on TikTok where this woman had driven to New York. I think her name is Mrs. Blair. She drove to New York to visit her family, and they're talking about banning travel in and out of New York. I don't know any truth to that. I'm just saying that's what her TikTok was about. And she was very, very upset. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine having to deal with anything like that. I would freak. I don't like plans being changed. I understand in this situation, why my vacation had to be canceled and why the retreat to the beach had to be canceled. And it's weird because the trip to the beach... All right, so here's what happened. We planned the trip. We were going to go April 3rd, 4th, and 5th to the beach. We were taking 14 teenage girls. When we got down there, we were going to do all these different things. Well, the church who owns the building we were going to stay in contacted me on Sunday, and they said, hey, we had a member from our church pass away from the sickness, and his wife volunteered to clean the facility. She has been in the facility in the last 3 days, and you're scheduled to come here in 2 weeks. So we wanted to let you know. We took it to our board members, and the board members voted to cancel the trip and move it somewhere else. So we found a local farm that has log cabins and stuff on it. And they were going to lease us the building for the weekend. Really, really nice. A great price. And we legitimately booked with them. And then within an hour, we had to cancel. I will say that Airbnb has given us all of our money back for both trips. They refunded us for our weekend getaway as well as our mountain vacation. And they were very fast about it. I canceled our anniversary trip on Friday night, and on Saturday I had my refund. So I was super, super happy that it wasn't a hassle to have to deal with. But I guess we'll see how things go. It scares me. It scares me what we're facing. What are y'all's fears? Like, what makes you scared of this? Or are you scared? Are you not scared? Do you think this is all hype? Talk to me, talk to me. Wishing all good health and good night. Thank you, Christine. You as well. You as well, sweetie. Thank you for staying with me so long. It's just, this is nerve-wracking, you know? Absolutely stressful. I think for me, a lot of it's the unknown, too. You just don't know what's going on in the world. You don't know what's happening here. Alright, I don't have anybody here to talk to. I'm going to go live on TikTok and see what I can drum up over there to help me deal with my boredom. Bye, guys.